Problems I enjoy it for cooking and back, and then once I'm over here for good, it's not.
Oh, that's
a bit close.
Is that good?
You can shake there.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. Yeah, this is just Jed again. Dave's coming back. He's over here. Wait, can you see him? Oh yeah, there you go. He's on the screen, duh.
I think I'll put the camera on.
Yeah. Is there any nutritional value to your sizing?
Just it's made from gelatin, animal hides and bones and skins and stuff.
So protein? Or no, gelatin's got...
I don't know, it's just collagen, right? I don't know what it is.
It's good for your skin.
I guess it would be edible, I don't really know.
Except you put alum in it, don't you?
Yeah, that's the next step. That's going in a few minutes.
Okay.
But alum too, that's in food products, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. People can tell us if we're wrong.
I am not going to learn sizing. I probably should someday.
I'm getting a fair amount of blowback over on the Facebook page. There's a couple of people there who are rejecting this because it's got food products. They want me to do non-animal related stuff. We're killing animals for our woodblock prints. And there's a couple of people, they don't want to buy our prints because of the animal products that are inside them. It's a way of thinking. You know?
Yeah, I totally understand. And the funny thing is that, like, even though Japan is a Buddhist country, their expression of Buddhism is a little more like animal product friendly than maybe mainland Buddhism, right?
Is mainland Buddhism vegetarian? I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Does anybody know enough about Buddhism to back me up on this? I just know that, okay, somebody says alum, a colorless astringent compound that is a hydrated double sulfate of aluminum and potassium used in solution medicinally and in dyeing and tanning. Okay, cool.
Is it edible?
And then Dead Steve says, I doubt that Dave's alum is food grade. Which makes sense.
I don't know. So
oh, applications for alum include pickles, relish, puddings, soft drinks, beer, canning, sugar beet liquors, wines, liquors, cake mixes, cheeses, and food chemicals. There we have it. No, Ken, I'm probably not going down the vegetarian path.
My problem right now is how much water did I put in here? I was so scrambled last night. I put 1 liter in here last night, 500 there for the alum. Did I put an extra 500 in here? How do I find out? Is that 1 liter or not? I don't want me to find out. I gotta tilt it out.
You do it into the cup.
Yeah, but
in bits.
Let's do it all in one.
Do you have a 1 liter cup?
Yeah, I got a 2 liter bottle.
Does it have a big mouth?
I have a solution for that.
Morning, guys. Dave is cooking sizing this morning. You have a funnel?
Yes, sir.
Is this backup buffet heater?
No, that's interesting. That belongs to Aoyama-san. Once he saw what I was doing a few years ago with this is before he was working for us basically full time. He bought, because he's doing his own printmaking, at home as a hobby.
So he bought one? He just keep it in here?
He just cloned what we're doing, so he's brought it here.
Right. Ken says, what's your flight out today? Or what time is your flight out today? Like 6 p.m. Honestly, I would prefer it to be a little bit earlier, but, you know.
You had a long stay over, you said, do you, in LA or something?
Yeah, and then I have a long layover in LA, like 7 hours. So.
How'd you do that?
Air Singapore kind of jostled me around. I bought tickets from Air Singapore, but like back in November of last year, so almost a full year ago, 11 months ago. So.
But you look at the good side. You can watch our movie.
I'm not gonna watch our movie. I live our movie. Also, I have it on Amazon Prime anytime I want it.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah. Singapore Airlines was really nice. I just bought the ticket so long ago that I think that they moved my flights around a bunch, which was not ideal, but whatever. Sorry, Frozen Runner. We would get in trouble if we tried to pirate it for you.
Well, a while back, somebody was going to torrent it and send me a copy because I still don't have one.
Dead Steve says, is it cold or you just like beanies? I'm just in a beanie mood today. It's actually kind of warm up here because Dave's been.
The weather's been warm, and this is the top floor. This gets sunshine on the roof, so this is the third floor.
It's warmer up here. But out on the street, it's pretty chilly sometimes, like at night and early in the morning.
I think I've got 2 liters here, but I'm really not sure.
Okay, Ken, yeah, I'm absolutely not going to do that. That's okay. Somebody says, "Hey Dave, it's not shown in the video at the moment, but did you build your sizing brush out of 2 smaller brushes glued together?"
Yes, and just give me a minute where you'll see that exactly. There's 2 liters. Exactly 2 liters. Good.
Perfect.
I didn't screw up.
Oh, that is thick collagen, isn't it?
Off. Back on here. Move my camera back around.
Okay, somebody says wintertime is good for European viewers since the stream starts at midnight and not 1 a.m.
The clocks have changed, right?
By the way, did you take the paper out of the freezer, Dave?
No! Crap, look at that. Good, thank you. Saved my life. Hang on. One thing at a time.
Amazing. I love this. Go team.
So go team, exactly right.
You guys are sitting here babysitting Dave.
But I need the help. Absolutely, I need the help. Who was that? John Becker or somebody else?
It was Corin Gummy.
They're all doubling up for each other now.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys.
You guys love it. My printers love it.
Is that cold? Are your hands covered in collagen now?
Okay, just a minute. Paper on the freezer. Can we see that on the camera? Should I get the camera?
Ken says, I was hoping for another day say, oh shit, Dave.
Well, I didn't have to do that. Jed just did. What day is it today? It's a Monday morning, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. Natsuki, Atsushi, that's Kawai-san. He's coming. He'll take his own paper out because he's working tonight. So it's Suga-san and Nei-chan. Nei-chan is working on Pagoda in Rain. Suga-san is working on Yokai Prince.
Let's see.
Hey, over there. Thank you. I'll put it in the cover on the benches.
That collagen smells funky, dude. Okay, somebody says, hey Jed, have you seen the online comic Kill 6 Billion Demons? No, I haven't. I'll check it out. I'll put it in my notes.
Hey. Thank you guys. Thank you again, whoever that was. We do not want to hear Suga-san's voice.
Thank you, Quoting Gummy. Okay. Oh, I said that the collagen smells kind of funky, and then Koringami says all the bones of Dave's enemies are in there. Bullet Tooth Tony says, what does the glue smell like? I'd say it smells like a savory soup that's gone a little funky and musty. Wouldn't you say?
Tell me that's okay, I guess.
I'd say it smells like broth gone a little bad. That's what it smells like to me. Yeah. Let me go smell it really quick. I like smells. Oh yeah, once you get down in it, it kind of has like a feta cheese smell. Like, yeah, it smells like a...
Wait a minute. Did you say a fetid cheese smell?
Feta. But feta is kind of fetid. So, yeah, it smells kind of like feta cheese when you get your face down in it. Okay. Anyone have a link to the image of last year's owl print? I wasn't back then to watch the streams. And then somebody puts the owl print picture out. Nice. There's so speaking of smells, there's this smell that I encounter a lot in Japan. It is this like musty, woody, aged smell. Does it come from the wood that people build their houses out of? Like if you go into like a nice traditional house or something, what they build stuff out of cedar, right? Here or
various types, hinoki and stuff like that.
well, there's I don't know. There's just like this aged wood smell that like.
Where have you been in those kind of buildings?
I've been in old ryokan and like
yeah.
they have this really interesting aged smell, and I get the same or very similar smell when I take a stack of your prints and go like this. Like I'll flip through them, like you know.
Well, that's not musty, I hope.
But it's not musty. It just smells.
What you might have been is Subi-san, Kubota-san. You got some prints from.
Somebody says it's the smell of tatami. Definitely, tatami is in there. I think you're right. I think he is right. It's tatami.
One of our printers, Kubota-san, the older guy, is a heavy smoker. We are fighting with him all the time.
It's not smoke. It's not smoke. It smells like old tatami. Yeah. It smells like aged tatami.
When they get to us, sometimes there is smoke smell, but we have to fan them out and fan them out and fan them out to try and get that smell out of them. We work really hard to get it out.
You should get him those You should get him those energy drinks with the nicotine in them.
He's 70 odd years old and he is what he is.
I hear the baby. I hear the baby.
I had a bad night last night.
Oh, that's too bad. Poor guy. Or poor girl.
We were supposed to go out for breakfast today and they didn't make it. So.
Let's see. Has Jed given the fridge a cuddle yet? Is that a thing?
Over to you.
Oh, I'm supposed to give somebody a cuddle. Is this the fridge?
You don't know the backstory?
No, I don't. I don't watch the stream a whole lot. Guys, you gotta give me the backstory on this guy. What's going on? Let's see. The real question is, what does Dave smell like?
Let's leave it there.
What is it? Smells good. He's a good smelling guy. I would say it's just like a nice neutral smell. Doesn't smell like detergent or like, you know, like overly perfumed human being. He just smells like a dude.
Where has this stream been going recently?
I wanted to know what you smell like.
Is there nothing off limits?
Alright, let's see here. Dave smells like clean cotton shirts. That's the stream mascot, straight from Canada. It's from Canada, huh? Cool. Is it from your mother?
Yeah.
I figured.
No, last year when all the owl conversations were going on, she jumped in and sent us an owl mascot. So.
That's so cute. Woo-hoo. You gotta get a...
She sent me an owl mascot. She sent me owl socks.
Oh, really?
She here this morning?
Your Fukuro keeps sending you Fukuro stuff. But, Fukuro means like mommy in Japanese, right? Or like, I don't know, what would be a translation for Fukuro?
Old bag. Be careful what kind of words you use there.
Okay, old bag. Really? Is that really what it means?
Yeah. Like a man, not of my generation, but my generation above me, chatting with the other guys. How's the old bag? Oh, she's okay.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Whoops. Sorry, I learned Japanese out of context from movies, and then it's insulting.
What, you got somewhere? Is it something?
No, I got it from in Porco Rosso. The American pilot says, "Nanka, I've got to send."
But you're watching the English subtitled version, are you over there?
No, he says like I'll get an omiyage for my Fukuro back in Alabama, and so like he says it really like. Endearingly, and so I thought it was an endearing thing. Stupid Studio Ghibli setting me up.
Well, no, I mean, again, it's all context. It could be used in an endearing way, but the literal...
Like, for him, it sounded like it was like my mammy, you know, like an interesting colloquial mother term. I blew it.
What am I doing? What's next? Brush. Somebody was asking about the made-up brushes, right? Here, you can show one.
Okay. Okay, here guys. Honestly, this is the better view. This is the better lighted view. So yeah, he took one brush and then mounted it on a central plate.
No. It's two brushes.
Oh, it's two brushes. Did you just buy it this way?
No. The brushes look like that's a single one, but it's bigger. So it comes with an arch. And it's one piece of wood.
Right, but you mounted it on a single handle.
And what we did, we cut 2 brushes. So we took the handle, we cut this part from one of them, from the side, threw the other one away. And then that's where the handle would have been. It's two made into one. And
Nice.
It's really it's a hack because there's sometimes a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Rubbing the sides.
Does it ever show up in the prints?
No.
No. I'm a pro.
Whatever.
I'm a pro.
Enough.
We'll give you guys the tour here. I'm gonna tilt the camera up for a second, Dave.
Pardon me?
I'm gonna tilt the camera up and show them the Kozo.
Get behind it. Get behind the camera too. Then let's see what you're showing. Here's
Okay,
the
guys,
side.
field trip.
You have to unlock the
Yeah.
panel tilt.
Alright, so field trip, guys. Here we go. Up here, above Dave, is a bunch of Kozo fiber. This is the inner bark of young mulberry saplings. Do I have that correct?
Basically, I guess.
So up here, Dave, is Kozo fiber is harvested from little saplings when they're only about this.
They're a year old.
The year old, so they're about a meter long, and it's the inner bark, and it's kind of like a nice off-whitish color. It's soaked and turned into pulp, and then that's what they make.
They don't use the word pulp because pulp, we don't.
All right, yeah, it's
pulp.
soaked and turned into fibers.
Just the fiber separates.
Yeah. The fiber separates. Yeah, pulp would indicate like short fibers. Pulp means short fibers, but they're in Japanese. Good Japanese paper has very long fibers, and the length of the fiber is what gives the strength to the paper. So pulp is bad. Fibers are good. Somebody says, "Oh my gosh, there must be so many spiders in that." Maybe.
We try and make sure the rats don't sleep here. Every couple of days I get through here and I just, don't even think about nesting in here, these guys. So far, I don't think there's anybody up there.
Okay. Somebody says, "Is this about brushes?" Let's see. And the rats just love it as bedding. Be sure to give the pile a daily rustling to displace any overnight quests.
So,
Nice. So anyway, yeah, when I got here, I was surprised. This is a new thing from last year. I don't remember seeing this last year, right?
that's last spring's crop. It came here, it was harvested in March/April, came here in May. And that's 80 kilograms, and we've got another 150 kilograms booked to arrive next spring.
So this is only about half
That's
of
about
what's
a
coming.
quarter of our yearly supply for paper, based on last year's sales.
Right.
Sales at the moment are taking off, so I don't know. We've got to book as much of the stuff as
Yeah,
we
but
can.
this stuff isn't being turned into usable paper yet,
Yes,
right?
this will be. We're still working with Sawaki-san to try and get the formula just right.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. This stuff will last for years. It'll last for generations if you store it in a driveway. So it doesn't matter. We're just booking for the future here.
Okay.
Because the number of farms that supply this stuff are dropping on not a daily basis. They're dropping year by year by year.
Right.
So we're just booking this stuff when we can get it.
Dave is thinking long term, guys.
I'm thinking survival. Without this, we're dead.
Amazing.
And that's what we'll be. I keep meaning we've got to make a new Patreon video because that's what we're going to repurpose the Patreon money for. We've been using the Patreon money to support Cameron's income, but he's now just a normal, employee, so he should be paid out of general funds.
Right.
But for this, an investment for the future, our money goes out, nothing comes back, and that's what the Patreon money should be repurposed for.
Oh yeah, sorry. So, Mr. Sokar, yes, it's
Can I get to work?
Yeah, get to work. Yes, it's mulberry, but not like a full-grown tree like you often encounter, in nature. The mulberry is just a year old.
It sprouts up as a single sprout. They cut everything else back but one single one. And during the summer, they cut all the leaves off. Yeah,
They trim it until so it just grows into a straight stalk.
Single stalk, yeah, exactly.
Somebody says, so are the gift prints available on mokuhankan.com or are they for another purpose?
The gift prints, there's 2 places to get them. Every year we have a special page over on my old website, woodblock.com, which we keep because so many people have a legacy requirement for it. But the gift print will also go straight into our normal mokuhankan.com catalog.
Okay. And if anybody can offer a link, that would be most helpful. At least for last year's.
Yeah.
Are you guys still selling that one?
Which
I mean, is it just in the ongoing catalog now?
What are you talking about?
The owl?
Yeah, of course, it's a regular pen.
Cool.
It's woodblock.com/gift is the gift page. Is that for today?
I don't know.
Yes, it's for today. Oh my God.
Okay, somebody got it. Somebody, Ken put in the link. Thank you, Ken. Okay. Dave, the newest international mulberry mogul.
If we keep me at this, Nate, if I start talking too much and I miss this intro, I've got to be on
Okay.
duty at 10 o'clock, so
Okay,
I'm okay,
okay.
but just don't let me, if
Okay.
somebody interrupts me, you know.
We're gonna let Dave focus.
I can talk, but just if I start getting sidetracked, make sure I get back to this stuff.
Okay.
I can listen, it's okay, no problem. We've got, what did I do? I have 32 sheets here, which I have to coat both sides and then hang. So we're okay, I'm alright for time. Just if I get too
Sure.
distracted.
No more field trips. Me. Mr. Sokar, I wish I had a nice sizing brush like that. I have one half size at best. You could make it.
Well, that's what we had to do. We had to make it.
Mr. Sokar says, so if you're hoarding mulberry, does that mean you found a maker with potential? Yeah, right? Sawaki-san?
Exactly.
So there's a guy in Gunma Prefecture named Sawaki-san.
Gifu.
Oh, Gifu. Sorry, the other gentleman. Gifu Prefecture named Sawaki-san, who is training himself up and experimenting with different production methods to produce a paper that is as good, hopefully, as what they've been using for decades. Cool, this is great. Gifu Prefecture. Gifu. Okay.
Yeah, he was trained in Gifu. There's a kind of paper called Mino paper. There's a city called Mino in Gifu. I mean, there's different kinds of paper all over Japan.
Sure.
Mino is another mainline kind of paper. But when you buy Mino paper, as it is, it wasn't designed for our work, so it's not strong enough to take the rubbing of printing. It's not thick enough to take the overlaid colors and depths of colors. But the guy himself is such a cool guy, super clean workshop, interested in doing lots of different things. He's been kicked out of his local association because he's tried so many new ways of doing it. He refrigerates his fibers so it doesn't go moldy. He's got a stainless steel tub instead of the old wooden one. He doesn't allow dust to build up the top of his workshop and stuff. So he's just a super cool guy trying to do it as perfectly as he can.
That's good quality paper.
Yes, but it's not the paper of our style.
Right.
And we can't tell him, he doesn't want to abandon his own style of making paper and come and make HZ Motion, because he's living in a different prefecture, it's a different style. So what we're doing is we want to take our needs, have him study that, and using his ethic, and make a new paper that's not just a clone of our old paper, make a new paper that will fit our needs for printmaking, deep, layered overtones or overlaid colors, with the perfect perfection that he's trying to do.
Have we shipped any prints on his paper yet?
No, we haven't sold a single print yet on his paper. No, of course not. We're not there yet.
Okay. Do you think it's possible?
Yes. Next question.
Cool. Somebody says, Jed, did you get some nice sketches and or ideas for next year's prints? Yeah.
Over to you, guy.
Yeah.
All that beautiful Kyoto scenery, the temples.
Yeah. So it's funny. I was
Have you
in
Instagrammed any of it yet?
Not really.
So you're not ready to really talk about
I mean, I could. Let me see if I can find it. Well, just a minute. Let me see if I can find it real quick, guys. I'll show you what kind of what I was thinking about. Oh, jeez. Let me see if I can find it. Has anybody ever seen? We'll go back in time. Back in time. Here it is. Okay.
Are you on our Wi-Fi?
If anybody can, what?
Are you on our Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm on the Wi-Fi. If anybody can find this image, oh geez, let me turn up the brightness.
The reason I asked you because we have different Wi-Fi.
This image is from June 20th, 2017. So if anybody can find this on my Instagram page, the Jed Henry, and post the link just to like the web browser version, that would be much appreciated. Anyway, so it's a little girl with a monkey in armor, crouching.
Oh, the Tiger Rider print is the same.
Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah, or if you go to like the Tiger Rider print on my website.
WickeryHouse.com.
Yeah. Good call. Excellent call, Mr. Dave. Yeah, the Tiger Rider print on our woodblock section of ukioheroes.com. If you could post a link to that, I'd appreciate it. Because I can't open a browser. Anyway, so I got a bunch of ideas of like expanding a series based on my little kids in cute cartoon armor. So that's the inspiration that came to me in Kyoto. Just so you guys know, one of your clips is getting pretty popular on Reddit right now.
I saw that last night. In fact, that's where all this stuff's coming from. We talked about we talked about Total Biscuit for a few minutes last night about how he supported our work for a while.
Yeah.
And somebody clipped like a minute of this, and it's gone totally viral on Reddit this morning.
Thank you.
You and I chatting just for 1 minute. It's not even the whole conversation. We started to tell that story, and somebody clipped. I guess there's a max on how much you can clip from Twitch. And it's gone insane on Reddit last night.
Wow.
Just how we mentioned.
Reddit misses, they miss him.
They miss John. That equates a measure of how much respect the world and that community had for him.
That's amazing.
Now, my God, did we say anything bad about him? We didn't. We just said he was a wonderful man who supported our work. But we didn't manage to tell the whole story in the shape of that clip.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, people will see the clip and think, like, what's the purpose of all this?
Trust Red Herring said that's where I came from. Cool. Thank you for signing on.
What, from that clip last night?
Yeah. Yeah, and somebody says, yeah, I just came here from Reddit. Amazing. Yeah, thanks for following, guys. So, I guess then to catch you up, we're a woodblock printmaking studio here. I'm just a guest. I'm the designer.
This is Tokyo. You're in Tokyo.
Yeah, we're in Tokyo. I'm the designer. Dave's the actual craftsperson who does the real printmaking. And then right now what he's doing is putting sizing on paper. Sizing is a layer of glue that keeps the paper fibers protected while you're working it, because it's a very intensive, kind of abusive process to the paper printmaking on it.
Abusive to the paper.
Yeah, it's abusive. Yeah. Dave does not abuse his workers. Yeah. Cool. And then Omogen Frucht says the Total Biscuit made me find your YouTube channel, and Ito Susumu video was pretty interesting to listen to. So cool. Dave's a good storyteller. Yeah, welcome people of Reddit. Thank you for coming. And
it's such a funny place, and we mentioned him, Total Biscuit, just in passing on a stream of ours yesterday, and now
Yeah, it shows how much impact he had on people. Oh yeah, and that the stream participants is up to 129 today.
From one of the most boring streams we'll have this week.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave's.
This is not so interesting putting glue on paper, but sometimes most of the time we're actually carving the wood blocks or doing printing. You see, so this stream changes every day depending on what my own specific jobs are. Today it's one of the background jobs, sizing this paper.
Do you want me to go grab a block so I can just show it to them?
As you wish.
Okay, you work. So I'll be right back, guys. For the people from Reddit, we'll kind of catch you up on what we do.
Ishikawa-san's desk, it's the latest blueprint, I think. It's on there.
Yep.
Is he lost? Did you find something?
Huh?
Did you find anything?
Yeah, I got the one from Daesan's desk, because I thought that would be a fun one to show. A little more traditional. Okay, so what we do is Japanese printmaking, and the way that it's done is you apply colors one at a time like a different stamp. And so, just like all printmaking. So this is a wood block. It's got plywood down the middle, and then very hard cherry wood on either side. And you can carve both sides. Here's one side. You can't really see it very well. Let me see if I can get the right angle on it. There you go. So you can see there's a pattern carved into it. It's actually a peony. This is a flower with birds pattern, which you can't see very clear because of the light. But there's the topography of it. So it's really hard wood that's been carved like a stamp. Sorry, dude. And then here's an unprinted. It's a very light printed side of it. This is good. So there you can see another peony pattern that's been carved, and again, see that's the topography. And so Dave's business is he carves these blocks and then he uses them to print one color at a time on paper until the colors build up to make a full color design. This is the traditional way of full color printing that was kind of...
There are prints there, you can grab one.
Yeah, it was perfected back in the 1800s in Japan, especially Tokyo. Okay, yeah, let me open this pack of prints. So what we specialize in, let me see if I can catch up on stuff. Okay. Okay, cool. A lot of people have found us through different like Reddit streams and stuff like that. Thank you guys for following us. We really appreciate it. We believe in our mission. Our mission is to employ craftspeople who... Yeah, we have a mission. Our mission is to employ craftspeople who create these prints so that we can keep them happy and employed and working, so that we can make more prints and keep this craft alive in a way that's not government funded, in a way that's not, it doesn't cut corners on quality.
Show the prints.
Okay. Shut up. Okay, so anyway, so here, and get paid, yeah. So this is a print that, this is a better view. Everybody ignore Dave for a second. So this is based on Pokemon, and it's the 3 original starters from Pokemon like Red and Blue, plus Pikachu, so Pokemon Yellow, I guess. And we done in like a traditional ukiyo-e style. And the colors, just like I showed you, were applied with those wooden blocks. And so instead of like a machine print, it's actually
rubbed by hand.
Yeah, rubbed by hand. And the paper is the paper that Dave is working on right now. The paper has been covered in this glue, this bone glue. That's what allows us to put it down on the blocks and rub it with a tool to apply the colors in it. The paper won't fall apart. So, yeah, that's what we're up to. Let's see. Let's see. Much of the block is chiseled away except some edges, so the pigment only touches the paper on the raised parts that have been carved. Excellent. I originally found Dave from searching for woodblock info some good 12 or 13 years back, I think. Yeah. Dave was, so what's interesting about Dave, you guys, is that he's web savvy, and while a lot of his contemporaries, there are other craftspeople in Tokyo who do woodblock printmaking, but their web presence is clumsy at best, right? I mean, what's the name? Adachi has a pretty nice website, but like individual craftspeople don't advertise themselves. It's all through word of mouth.
They don't speak English.
They don't speak English, but I mean, they don't have Japanese websites, really. So even in Japanese, there isn't a lot of information out there. It's all
nobody's streaming.
Yes, none of these other old people are on Twitch. Dave is amazing. Dave's more tech savvy than I am. Okay, somebody says, off-topic question for Dave. If a print spans several days and the paper starts to dry out, How do you rehydrate? Do you just moisten the block of the paper with a brush?
All of our printing can span several days easily. There's very few of our prints that are done in one day. So many colors, so many copies. If it's that one you just showed me, the I Choose You print, what's that? That's 11 impressions. We make 50 copies. That's 500 plus impressions. We moisten the paper before we start, and the goal is to keep it at the same moisture level all the way to the end. And we do that by keeping it covered up. It might be under a cloth cover or a plastic bag. Pull it out, one sheet, pull it in the cover again, keep it covered up. At the end of the day, because we're worried about it going moldy, we wrap it up tightly, it goes in the freezer. So the entire deck of paper is frozen solid overnight, or until the next time your printer comes back.
And the freezing locks this moisture into the paper.
It just locks it right there. It becomes a block of ice. Then if the printer comes back tomorrow morning, this is what I did a few minutes ago. I took out the paper for today's printers. And we continue. But always the paper is wrapped tightly and kept. If we dry it out, we're doomed.
Also,
but having said that, we can every time if she's printing something and the paper she feels it's a little bit dry, today's a sunny day, it's dried out a little bit too much, she grabs her brush of water, puts some more water on it.
mm-hmm.
So it's an ongoing process to maintain the balance, water balance in the paper right to the end. Once the last color's done, dry them out, press them, out they go.
Mm-hmm. Every impression adds water too, right?
Yes, but as you're pulling the paper out to the impression, it's evaporating. So if we're evaporating a little and adding a lot, then we have to maybe sometimes interleave a sheet to take out more. We just drive it, we control it bit by bit by bit. That last one, the ones you checked last night, the Burn Bright, she did so many impressions in the sky area, one after the other. She let it get a bit too soggy,
I saw that.
Moisture. And she should have either dried it out and started again, or put some interleaving paper in, but she's looking at the clock, I gotta get this done, and Jed's waiting, he's coming to sign, and blah, 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 blah. And I think she should have lived a bit longer.
It turned out okay. It turned out good. So Joe Stocks, that's your answer.
These are all new names I've never heard before.
Yeah, a lot of people are in. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Are regular viewers being crowded out there today, or?
No, they're having a good time playing host. Explaining.
Good.
Mr. Sokar says moisture control is my nemesis.
Is he a friend making me, or?
Yeah.
He's just a side joke about it.
No. He's been asking. He's the one who is excited about trying this.
Somebody mentioned it before I forget. Today's Monday here in Tokyo. We do this streaming, for those who are new, we do this streaming on a daily basis, except we don't stream Tuesday mornings here in Tokyo. So there will be no stream tomorrow if some of the newbies try to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tuesday in Tokyo, Monday for most of the people who watch these streams is our 1 day off a week, a day off from streaming.
Right.
I'll be back here Wednesday morning with another stream. I'll perhaps be printing, maybe carving, I don't know.
He'll be back in 48 hours. 2 more days.
You're off tonight, right? You're flying out of here tonight?
Yeah, I fly out. Yeah, so somebody says, what is your relationship? So yeah, Dave has been doing printmaking for 30 years, and about 5 years ago, I had the idea to do the modern video games in an ukiyo-e style project, and so I approached Dave with the concept, and long story short, we collaborated, and it really launched this studio. Dave used to be like basically a single crafts person.
If these people in like America would have introduced them that video, they can go to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody here has Amazon Prime and you live in the United States, what about Canada?
I have no idea.
Okay, don't know about Canada, but if you live in the United States, if you go to Amazon Prime and you look up
Art of the Game.
Yeah. Art of the Game.
Somebody
oh my gosh, I can't type on a joke.
Don't do that. Just ask and it will be delivered.
Okay, can you guys please deliver me? Okay, that's the name of the doc. I just typed it in. Art of the Game, Ukiyo-e Heroes.
Confusion. There are 3 documentaries out there called The Art of the Game. One's about basketball, some's about something else. So it's confusing.
Mr. Sokar, the guy who's been talking about moisture control, blah, blah, blah. It's Jacob. From several years ago, Markowski, or I forget. Yeah. I forget your last name, Jacob. Let's see. Somebody says, have you applied for affiliate or Twitch partnership to get that subscription button at all? And then somebody says, Twitch has offered it to him, but he doesn't want to bring money into his Twitch streams. Fair enough.
I don't want to dun people for more money. Our revenue stream is really good right now through our general sales plus Patreon support of specific projects. I don't want to dun people for money, for watching and having fun with what we're doing, for showing people how to work. The downside is you don't get those funny little icons and stuff. I'm sorry for that, but we don't want to be seen to be nickel and diming people for money.
Cool. Now, does the actual Twitch community view it that way?
Yes and no. I mean, there are people in the Twitch community who would happily do this and support us. The world is moving towards this sort of multiple subscription model. YouTube now is pushing me like crazy to turn my YouTube to a subscription channel. No, Red's gone. That's new. It's now a general subscription.
Oh, is it? Red's gone?
Yeah,
they got rid of Red?
No.
I didn't know that.
They're moving to a channel subscription model. They're trying to see if they dare to do this without destroying their business model. $4.99 a month, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm over my dead fucking body. No way. And it's, how many subscriptions you have at home for cable? You've got your Hulu, your Amazon, your this, your that, your this, your that. Hundreds of dollars a month. I don't want to be part of that.
Many Twitch streamers who do not need income donate the money to charity.
Yeah, that would be an alternative, I guess. But I don't want to be this thing where people have to pay money to watch what we're doing, or feel like they should be paying money to watch what we're doing. It's like the YouTube thing. When I set up the Patreon last year for that project of hiring a manager to help me stay alive, we didn't shut the YouTube channel down and say only people who pay Patreon can see it, or Patreon viewers can see this special stuff that nobody else can see. It's all open 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. Part of it goes back 30 years ago. When I came here, I was a bit worried that the craftsmen wouldn't show me stuff and that it would be a closed world. It turned out to be almost 99% the other way around. Hey, come on in, let me show you what's going on. Good. I was able to learn what I have because everybody shared their stuff freely and willingly. And if I don't do that myself, that's total hypocrisy. So everything we do, every little bit of glue, every little bit of carving, everything we do has got to be shared, absolutely open 100%. Somebody gave me one, I'm going to give 10 back, or whatever.
It's true. And well, the 10 is that you're doing it across the world. From Istanbul to, I don't know,
so I guess
Sweden.
I don't want to put any tiny barriers in the way of accessing this content and of learning about what we do.
Oh, guys, you don't have to have Amazon Prime to watch the documentary. It's just free on Amazon Prime. You can also just rent or pay for it if you're that interested.
This month still it's on Hulu, right?
And it's on Hulu Plus, I think,
and
too.
European markets, I just don't know. I'm sorry.
But it is on Amazon just straight up if you want to just rent it also. So you don't have to go subscribing to Prime to get access. It's just that it's free if you have Prime.
But did you mention what it was? This documentary video which explains the partnership between Jed and Dave and the Ukiyo Hero Spirits. It's not about my history or his history. It's this particular project that we've done over the past 6 years.
Yeah. There was a little bit of your history in there. You talk about some things. Okay. Okay, Thomas says, how long does it take to do one print, all things considered, roughly? Like if you were to take the whole process and divide it by the number of prints in a batch.
I don't know, people ask this every day down in the shop, how long does it take to do this?
Yeah. It's hard to answer.
I don't know, but I can go. Historically, when I was working by myself, where there was no shop, no employees, no Jed, no nothing, I published prints at the rate of about one a month, and some of them really complex when I was doing the Surimono albums. It was 10 a year, 1 month off for exhibitions, 1 month off for summer holiday with kids. So every month, I got a classical image, scanned it, traced it, put it on the wood, cut the key block, did the color transfers, cut the color blocks, got my paper ready, printed 200 copies, wrote the story, packaged it, got it out to collectors, and started again. And I did 10 a year.
And how many prints were in each?
I made 200.
200.
And I physically produced the 200 prints of each one.
So, and you worked 7 days a week?
I worked constantly. I lived by myself, or before my kids left home. I was with the kids after.
Yeah. So you worked a 7-day week, So
Yeah, but not in a stress. Oh my God, 7 days a week, morning till night. I just worked comfortably, peacefully. Go swim in the river, do a bit of hiking, walk back. So I just lived a normal, comfortable life for myself.
So you're producing 200 prints a month.
And it was 200 a month of quite detailed carved stuff on a scale about, about yay size.
Yeah. So that's as good of an answer as you're going to get.
All I can say is at the moment I can't. My life is just, I'm computer programming. I'm doing everything else.
Yeah. So
I'm taking selfies with the shop yesterday. It was so much fun. I can't believe if I say my eyes got blind from the flashes, all the pictures we took yesterday. It's an exaggeration. It was
a lot of people. A lot of people.
They've watched the doc on the planes, or they've been following us for years, and they come to Japan, and they chat for a bit and have good fun, and then. It's really funny, some people, we have our chat first, they might buy a print, they might not. Not everybody who comes buys prints, it's okay. But after we chatted for 5, 10, 15 minutes, it's like when you have a phone conversation with somebody, there's sort of audio clues that tell you when the conversation's over, right? You know when to hang up, so we're not just slamming it down. And when you're talking to somebody, it's the same thing. Either it's eye movement or pause, I don't even know what they are, but there's auditory clues that tell you when the conversation is coming to an end.
Sure.
So these chatting with people, it gets to that point where the clues start to come about the conversation is nearly over. And what happens is I see them, they're like this, with their hand to their back pocket or something. And they're a little afraid to ask because they think it might be not so polite. Like what they want to say is, can we have a picture together?
Yeah.
But people are really, really respectful and polite. And somebody could say, can we have a picture? And some people, like, their hand goes to the back pocket and there's a pause. So I know where this is going.
That's so funny.
So then it's free for me to say, hey, can I ask? He said, okay, if we have a picture together. And their faces are bathed in relief because it's okay, they want to do this, but they didn't want to ask. So away we go. And it's so much fun.
When you do the same routine every day and you interact with different people but in the same way every day, you start to see the patterns that people repeat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
It's
this
funny.
is so much fun.
It's really funny. Like if anybody's worked probably fast food or any kind of service business where you have the same interaction with people over and over and over, or if you've done phone call services or anything, you start to see how, even though we are all individuals, in certain circumstances, we start to repeat the same behaviors.
Well, that's what social interaction is all about. Of course, there have to be repetitive clues so we know what to do, of course. This is not negative.
Even though the thought process and the questions that people think to ask, do you know what I mean? That's not based on any kind of social norms. That's just the way that we as humans are programmed to think.
Okay, but you give all these people the same information, of course they come back with the same questions. Right. Not totally the same.
But you probably get a handful of the 10 same questions
and it's
all day,
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I think humanity is fascinating in that we do that.
What we're doing, I've come to the end of the little stack here. So I had coated the front surface of the paper with the glue. I don't know if I'm on a microphone or not.
Ken says, Dave, get back to sizing or you're going to get frustrated at the end of the stream.
Actually, I'm just about exactly on schedule.
Okay, cool. They just love you. They're just concerned.
Not quite exactly.
Okay. Cool. I'm just reading the comments really quick so I can address you guys' questions really quick here.
The thing about the selfies, just one more point about it before we leave it. There's something that I don't have a smartphone myself, or whatever they're called, cell phones.
Sure.
So I don't actually have a camera and take selfies myself. So I'm not hip to the ins and outs of all the culture. But one thing I was surprised about, when people ask this, can I take a picture? I say, yeah, let's do it. And what I would have assumed was, because they're taking a picture together with me, I would have thought they would sort of maybe want to send me one. That they're taking it for themselves, or maybe they're going to Facebook it or Instagram or just hold it for themselves. But I never, ever, ever, ever get a copy of these. So I've taken all these pictures with people, and for me it's gone. And I thought it might have been a part of the culture to share this together so that I would have a copy of this.
Well, I mean, they put it on, it's not for you in terms of I need to share this with Dave, but they'll post it online.
Well, some are maybe, or maybe some are not. It's just that, they've got all their travel pictures from Japan. They don't post all those online. So I'm not being snippy about it. I would have thought the culture would have meant, you take this picture and instantly, maybe you beep it to the other person or something like that.
But you don't have a smartphone.
I don't have a smartphone, so that's what I said. So I'm not being snippy about it.
You don't even have the method by which one would share it.
Nobody even asks, so it's okay. I'm laughing as I say this. It's okay.
Somebody says...
what would I do with 5,000 pictures of people I don't remember and don't know?
Right.
So it's okay. It's cool.
You could take all of them and make a scientific amalgamation of every human face that's come through, and make an average human face.
We do our party pictures. At the end of the party, we all gather together and take like a class picture of the party. So we've got all those. We've got 4 years of party pictures here. So it's okay.
Okay, we have somebody says, sorry for another off-topic question. My schedule rarely allows me to watch live, so I watch after the fact, and I write down my questions. How are your pigments stored? Do they not dry out in the little dishes, turn back to powder, and get in the air and then in people's lungs? Is safety a concern?
The pigments we haven't used yet are powder in packages in the drawer here, right underneath where you are. Just packages full of little powder. We also have, you know, we can't scoop up powder and try and mix colors with it.
Okay.
We need, for the active day when we're mixing colors and working something out, we need it in liquid form. So the girls have got small packages of liquefied, you know, they're mixed with water and alcohol to get a liquid base of all these colors. That movie we showed, one of the YouTube videos about 6 months back, we showed the process of doing it.
It tends to dry in a crust, doesn't it?
So, but that's what so Super Science printing times print bright, she's got her pigments in bowls. While she's still making that print, in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, her pigments are in bowls. At the end of each day, she puts a bit of water on top of it. The water just floats on top so the stuff doesn't dry out. And then she covers it with a piece of paper, puts it in a drawer so it doesn't get dust on top of it. Once she's, you know, she comes back in the morning, titrates off the water, and goes ahead with the printmaking. Once she's finished the job, bang, the bowls come to the sink, wash it all out, throw it away, and she starts from fresh to the next one. Ishikawa-san does it another way. She just leaves her bowls under her drawer there, and they dry out. And the pigment just simply, literally dries back to powder pigment. Now, it's really hard crust. It's nothing that's going to float up into the air and stuff.
And she remixes it,
she just puts
repulverizes it
Yeah.
with a pistol.
And we never grind
Or pestle?
dry stuff that's going to be floating through the air. Never, ever, ever leave that position. Anytime we are grinding pigment or crushing it, it is always totally soaked with water and alcohol mixed together with it. And we're either grinding it in a bowl, or you've seen Susan do it on the board. She mixes on the board. And at that point, it's in a paste format. So there's never any situation where we have, you know, clouds of stuff, even little bits of it floating through the air.
Good. Okay, let's see. Somebody says make an Instagram account or a Twitter account and have them tag you. It might be a good idea to...
Well, we have Instagram, of course.
Right, but it might be a good idea to have like a little poster that says @MokuHonCon on it somewhere. Like please tag us @MokuHonCon.
Or for me, after each person takes a picture, if I just asked them, yeah, if you're going to Instagram, please tag us with it.
A little bit of just human interaction works. Yeah.
People don't read posters in the shop, you know. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that one last night you talked about. I remember the people had asked us to ship that package.
Yeah, and it says...
And it's right there in front of them.
Yeah, this is because people don't read it. Yeah, I understand. When I do Comic Cons, I try to put all the information out there, but
information overload.
People are overloaded. Yeah, their minds are just blown by like I'm in Japan and there's everything's different.
It's not just that. It's any given room is full of stuff. And
Yeah. Cool. So it's 8:53 right now, sir. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm watching the clock right here.
And you quit at 9:30.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the back half of this and let it sit for 15 or 20 minutes. I am actually in time trouble here, Max.
You are in time trouble?
I am in time trouble because the 10 o'clock party, we've switched. I don't know if the stream knows about this now, but we've switched over the party room to microwave. We're doing exclusive microwave prints every day now.
So they've switched over the design they use for their print parties to be the Great Wave Hokusai print. It's a little more involved.
It's a lot more involved. Still, the staff isn't up to speed on it yet, so I still have to run all the parties. For the next couple of weeks, I'm running every print party, training the staff while we teach the clients how to do this. So I have to be running a print party at 10 o'clock downstairs. Omogen Fruit says, what created your interest in printmaking? There's a video on YouTube about, what's it called? Origins? Beginnings.
If somebody could please find the YouTube video beginnings and post the link for
my YouTube channel and the most recent videos. Talk about this exactly.
So yeah, Dave made a video called Beginnings, and he explains his whole history about how he got into Japanese printmaking. So you can find that there. Somebody said, "Hey, I just saw a Reddit post that linked to your clip. This is super interesting, and I'm glad I found you." Thank you, CBB22. Thanks for watching. This is actually one of the less interesting things that Dave does on a daily basis. So if you keep tuning in, you'll see more interesting things. Not to belittle what you're doing right now. But he'll be off tomorrow. He won't be streaming tomorrow, but he streams every day except for Tuesday morning Japanese time at 8 a.m. Japanese time. So, you know, get out your world clock and figure that out.
I'm gonna be in Nikko tomorrow morning.
Oh, Dave's going over. So it's one of the commemorative like shrines to Tokugawa Ieyasu, right? Not all. Each Ken has one.
No, I don't know about that. But this was the major. They built it.
The Tokugawa
people built it. So
yeah, Dave's going to Nikko, which means sunlight, right?
And literal translation.
Yeah.
It's just a place name.
I know, but I'm just saying. And it's where the dude who one could say ruthlessly united Japan is enshrined as a deity, correct? I think that's right, the way it is.
It's the Toshobu shrine. So.
Yeah. And yeah, Nikko's beautiful.
Just on a reason, my daughter and grandchild are here for a couple of weeks. I don't get much family time these days.
There's a really wonderful 3-hour hike that we took up in Nikko. I guess
up behind the back, around the circle up in the back. So.
Yeah.
We won't be doing that with a little baby on the back. We're just gonna chill.
That's what we did. We strapped the baby on and did it, but you guys can do what you want. Corinne Gummy says, boring streams, quote, boring streams, are often filled with more interesting stories, so we don't really ever get bored.
Where's our friend camera?
Somebody says, out of curiosity, what is the paper these days that's being used for the print parties?
It's not our living national treasure paper, absolutely not. That doesn't work well in that environment where the moisture control is so poor. We're using a student grade, machine-made washi paper.
Nice.
Washi paper that's made, mechanically. It just comes in big rolls. The trade name for it here in Japan is Dekkan cotton, because they seem to feel it's like some kind of cotton paper from Italy.
But it's Kozo.
No, it's not kozo. It's a mixture of pulp and all kinds of leftover fibers.
Okay.
It's not a high quality paper. It's a student grade paper. To use a real paper like this, a sheet that size for the print party would be 800 yen. They do 2 sheets each. It would double the cost.
Well, and Iwano-san wouldn't be able to keep up.
No, and also it doesn't do a good job for beginners. We know how to use this paper. So we use a paper that fits the job perfectly.
Cool. It's easier to use, but wouldn't hold up to like multiple impressions and rigorous use.
No, of course not.
Someone says, "Hey, Mr. Jed, do you have any interest in a Red Dead Redemption illustration?" I have never played any of the Red Dead games. The new one just is coming out, right? I see the advertisements all over the place. And I've watched a couple like playthroughs, but I've never played it all myself. So I would have to do a lot of research. So that's all I can say. There was a long period there where I didn't play a whole lot of games just because I was like doing the whole.
4 kids.
I was doing the whole like trying to become an adult thing, but now that I am an adult, I'm back on the video games. So I've made time for it. Jed, what do you think about the French artist that will be designing with Dave? Says Rainbow Submarine. Yeah, you're referring to
Atelier Bento.
Atelier Sento. Bento.
She's gonna. It's just in there. It's just now. It's gone in the wrong bucket in there, and I cannot get it out of the bucket. What can I say? Sorry, if she's watching, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'll try and.
It's fine. Atelier Sento.
It's a gross insult.
Why? Bentos are delicious.
It's not their name. What can I say?
I love Atelier Sento. They're amazing craftspeople and artists. I've never met them in person, but I follow them on Instagram, and I've collected a couple of the guy's prints in the couple. He does some
Lino cuts.
lino cuts, and he's amazing. He's so good. I love his lithographs. Or no, lithograph. No.
Lino cuts.
Lino cuts. Blah. Anyway, yeah, I love their work. They're super talented. Let's see. Dave, what is the strangest print you've ever done?
Name any one done by that guy called Jed Henry. Next question.
So all my designs are the strangest ones. Let's see. Oh, Red Dead just released yesterday. Cool, I'll check it out. Can either of you speak Japanese? Yes, we both speak Japanese. I would say that Dave's Japanese is much better than mine. But Dave's been living here for 30 years.
ジェッさんが何年前日本に2年間住んで
そうそう
そう僕はもう33年経ったんですから
うんいや
これから日本語できる
自然にデイブさんの方はうまいです33年は結構長いから
これキャメラですか
Yeah. Oh, come on.
はいはい
Okay, so there we were just speaking some Japanese. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah
Blah blah blah.
No police department this morning?
No.
What? Was there a Koban thing?
Yeah.
Was there a police department incident?
I got my bike stolen last week.
Oh, you did?
So I went and reported it.
What?
Yeah, that was annoying.
Was it locked?
Next question please, move right
Yeah.
along
That's, yeah, I know.
So Japan's not totally crime free. Sometimes when I am in
Who said
a
it was?
sometimes when I'm in a hurry, and I see bikes just like there against the aside along the sidewalk, I'm like, maybe I could just like bring it back in an hour.
Yeah, right.
But then my better judgment
That's good.
prevails, and I don't steal people's bikes.
A good call. Funny. How's the trip been? Where did you go?
I went to Kyoto, and it was dope. And then
Dope. Oh,
it was
wow.
totally dope.
Get anywhere they can see. I know.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Tons of new
this is
views.
Cameron, guys. So
Tons of new
oh yeah,
views.
come over. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Lots of people
Sorry.
just came in from Reddit.
Oh, cool. I read it.
So Cameron is like the office manager of the
Lots
office
of
manager.
emails and background stuff I hide.
Yeah,
Except
you do a
during
lot
the
of
stream.
money stuff and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Cameron is a double Japanese and business major who's been living in Japan for the past 5 years.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
4.5, something like that.
And he came on board about a year ago, almost exactly.
Almost exactly.
And he's been making things run smoothly ever since.
Thanks.
Before Dave was a train wreck. I'm joking. He was like he was a smaller wreck. He was a tricycle wreck. Not really. It was just the business was getting big.
It's too much for one person to do every single thing.
It just it's growing and delegation became necessary.
Yeah.
Cameron, you've been off for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Cameron goes home for the week. Do you interrupt the stream just a second? Let me just move over to one little stream here. Oh my gosh.
That's the weekend.
That's where we are right now. I mean, there's growth, and then there's
October.
And then there's an anomaly.
What happened?
it's the airplane. It's the growth plus the airplane moving.
Did it just drop on more airlines or something?
Yeah, we've been here. First, it was just Delta for a while,
Right.
And then it was supposed to be there for a couple of months, but it's still there. And
Is
then
it?
we added Air France, KLM, Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific, Singapore, Qantas. Air
Oh, we're on
Austria,
Qantas? That's awesome.
Yeah, whatever. Everything except JAL and ANA.
Yeah.
Because Japanese people don't care.
Yeah.
Wow.
So guys, yeah.
It's affecting you. The notice to your website must have been increasing dramatically because of
Yeah, absolutely. Like sales have been up because of all of that.
We have
Especially young
no
man
idea
chase
how long this is going to
seven.
go on for.
Someone says Cam is in the house.
Damn, it's in the house.
Okay, let's see. Oh, somebody wants to know what is your favorite Japanese food?
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do. The glutton in the house will answer first. Being
Is that
me.
you?
Yeah,
I was
it's being
expecting
me.
to go-
Yeah. My favorite Japanese food? I have a top 5. We'll go down. I like a really good crunchy persimmon, fuyukaki. A really good crunchy one. I don't like them all soft. I like them crunchy. Especially if picked fresh from a tree on a misty morning in the mountains. It's just, I don't know, it's the perfect
Did
season.
that happen?
Yeah, they happen over and over.
Oh, okay.
I like, what else do I like?
But you had a top 5 now. You've only got one.
Yeah, I mean, I like
That was easy one.
I like tempura udon. I like tempura udon.
Tempura udon.
Yasai tempura is good, but with the ebi, it's good too. But my favorite, I think, is the renkon. The lotus root is my favorite piece of tempura.
You like crunchy things.
It's true. I do like crunchy. Dang it, you nailed it. Yeah, so I like a crunchy persimmon.
Crunchy lotus root.
And crunchy lotus root tempura.
Trend developing here.
I'm a crunchy guy. Okay, that's.
Potato chips.
I won't bother you with the other ones. But anyway, what do you guys like?
I like miso ramen.
Somebody says, wait, you like miso ramen? Miso ramen's good. Somebody said, wait, they added Lufthansa? I'm going to watch this on my flight back. Cool.
Please do.
Yeah, please. It might be in,
We have no idea how long any of these contracts last. It's usually a month or 2 months at a time. So at the end of, day after tomorrow, it's the end of a month, so they may change over and shut down. No idea. New ones might come on board. We have
Who
no
did you say
control
was
of it.
first? Delta? United? Delta?
Delta's where it started.
Okay.
So, I mean, for the people, we don't control this. The movie is owned and operated by different people. We're just in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So we have no idea
How long for the
They don't
ride.
even bother telling us about this.
Yeah. But I remember Delta had either just started right before I came or started the month I came, so it's been a whole year.
Yes, I know. It's incredible. It's good. It's in the documentary section of the movies.
somebody said, Jed, did you go to BYU? Yes, Cameron and I both went to BYU. Coincidentally.
Yeah. We didn't meet there.
Yeah.
Generation, right?
Yeah.
It's purely coincidentally. So wait, you were a missionary here in Japan too, right?
Nope. Hawaii.
Wait, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
That's okay.
So I was
Everyone thinks I am.
I was a Mormon missionary in Japan for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cameron, did you speak Japanese over there? Or did you
Nope, just English.
Okay.
I just studied it in high school and then BYU.
So like, coincidentally, Cameron also happens to be a Mormon dude, and he anyway did his mission in Hawaii. But then you majored in Japanese.
Yeah.
And got super good at it.
Good enough.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then moved out here and lived here for 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I originally learned Japanese.
Yeah.
No way. I was at UVU just next door. Small
Yep.
world. My buddy served in Japan as well. Yeah, that's dope. UVU is a good school. They're getting.
It's getting huge.
It is getting huge. There's the 1975 is like one of my favorite. This is like one of my shameful, not so much secrets anymore. But I really like the 1975. They're a band, and they're coming to UVU, and I'm gonna go see them. Okay.
Sorry.
They're just a pop band. I like them. I like pop music.
That's good.
Okay, let's see. Koingami by a blonde Japanese virgin, Jed. I am fresh out of blonde Japanese virgin acquaintances in my life.
Wait, what was by them? What does
I don't
that
know.
even mean?
Oh, maybe like the kaki or something. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Just make sure that.
Dave doesn't answer favorites, but he does have a favorite drink, Orangina. Someone said.
Do you have is that your favorite drink, Dave?
It's convenient and it's there. Next month when it's gone, it'll be something else. You know how the Japanese convenience.
Mine's
stores is.
Mugi-chan. I like how it tastes like ashtrays. Or like burnt coffee. Watered down.
It's burnt wheat or barley? I don't remember which.
Barley,
Some
yeah.
grain, yeah, barley.
Burnt barley. Deeply roasted barley. Okay, let's see what else people are saying here. I heard you went to Comic-Con. Did you go to any of the other cons? in the
Every other
state?
time.
Yeah. Did you go to any? Yeah. So, Trust Red Herrings.
Clippings of you.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's going on?
Sorry. Red herrings?
So, Trust Red Herrings.
Sorry, looking around.
That's okay. Yeah, I go to the main San Diego Comic-Con, but like I do about 35 Comic-Cons a year, which puts me on the road a lot. I have a friend who takes about half that workload, or a little bit more than that actually, for some of the smaller Comic-Cons, more regional ones. And then I personally try to show up to the big ones. I have kids, so it's hard to be on the road that much, but I'll probably go to a good 15 cons a year, which keeps me busy. Cons. I'm a con man. I'm a carny. I call myself an art carny. Yeah, art carny. Yeah.
Not a con
I need to get
artist.
tattoos and a meth habit. So somebody says, what about PAX? I've applied to PAX multiple times, Trust Red Herrings. to try to get in and sell my artwork there, but they don't have any more room for like non-video game, non-software vendors, and so I've been unable to get into any of the packs.
There's no fan art section in there?
They have a fan art section there and like a merch section, but it's all grandfathered in from legacy people who were there from the get-go, who got in the door early. And I have been unable to become one of those people. I would love to be able to go to PAX. One time I got into the back door because I made an indie game on Android and iPhone, and I got a booth at PAX and showcased my indie game and also set up a wall of my art to sell.
Yeah.
And so I was selling my art and having people playtest the indie game, and that was my one experience at PAX. It was dope. I like PAX. If anybody wants to go to a really good video game convention, I recommend MagFest in the DC area in January. It's the weekend after New Year's, and it is the coolest weekend ever. I love it. If you're a gamer, or if you like music, it's Music and Gaming Fest, MagFest. They bring in like Japanese DJs. There was a metal band. So there was a metal band that played all the Metroid music while somebody did a speed run of Metroid in like 40 minutes. They speed ran Metroid on a giant projector, and every time they'd move from like Brinstar to Norfair to Criteria or whatever, or Criteria? I forget the name of the zone. Anyway, the metal band would instantly switch music, and like they're like headbanging, and like the whole time there's lights, and the guy's like just totally tearing Metroid in half, like tearing it up, beating it in like 40 minutes. It was amazing.
That's crazy.
MagFest is incredible.
What am I doing here?
There's a guy named Chipocrit who has re-soldered and rewired his original Game Boy to be a MIDI controller box. And so he gets up there, and there's like a whole like dance floor of people dancing, and he's just sitting there with his Game Boy programming the music while he goes. It's amazing. Dave is totally lost. LOL.
Dave looks troubled.
Yeah, there's some MagFest. If you want to go to a dope concert or a dope weekend, go to MagFest. It's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Should we be concerned the clip has 130,000 views?
What clip?
On
About John
Reddit?
yesterday? That clip about John yesterday.
Yeah,
There was no content. We started to explain something and the clip ended suddenly.
Well, it says 130,000 views.
I guess that's a measure of respect, that guy's name, when it comes up and
Yeah.
people want to see news about him and hear about him and talk about him.
Amazing.
It's a real measure of respect.
160 viewers currently, Dave. You're having a real spike. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thanks to the late John Payne for yet again helping us again. So. Just to recap, the reason that Total Biscuit clip was sent last night was yesterday. Jed and I were reminiscing about an episode that happened 3 or 4 years ago, when Total Biscuit looked at our work and promoted it to one of his video streams to 3 million people or something.
It really helped us out.
It helped us tremendously.
Yeah. It partially funded the creation of
already
It did, so. And he, interesting enough, with all his power, he wasn't into the influencer kind of thing. He never asked for a quid pro quo or anything. He just simply thought, this is cool, people. Hey, look what I found. And when I offered then later, John, thank you, you've really helped us a lot. Can I help you out or something? He said, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. So he was a real straight-ahead, cool guy who just off the cuff one day said something that helped us tremendously. And later on, I found out, what kind of respect he has in the community and how much of a nice guy he seems to have been.
Yeah.
And from someone of my age, 66, to look at a guy whose life was cut that short by this and say, oh, Jesus, give me a break. Why does this have to happen?
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. We live in an age where it happens decreasingly. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
it's
It still does.
it still does, but I mean, like statistically, we got a good thing going on.
Yeah.
At least in developed, industrialized countries.
Good, that's where it starts and spreads around. It's okay. You don't have to be ashamed of that.
Side note: Dave's tattoo is the fifth most watched clip. Is there a Dave's tattoo clip? Did you get a tattoo?
I have no tattoo, period. Like, do you want me to strip down right now?
Yeah.
What part of my body what part of my body is this thing supposed to be on? I think you started it, actually. I think this was you.
Probably. I say a lot of things that I don't remember.
No, back when someone asked you about favorite foods, Ken Hallett said Dave doesn't like talking about his favorites or his tattoos. Then people say, "Oh no, you're starting rumors, Ken."
Is my mother watching this stream today? I'm going to be disinherited.
It was me who started it. I have no recollection of this. My brain is seriously just like cotton balls in a rat's nest. And so, like, it's utterly useful. I have a crap memory. So, thanks for remembering that, guys. So, I drank a lot of Mugi Cha, and now I have to pee. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'll be back.
That's funny. Oh, there's a Dave's tattoo clip as well.
Real quick.
Are you moving to the next room?
I gotta clean up the glue here. Let's do some.
Oh yeah.
We won't have time to do that. I gotta get downstairs. We've switched full time to microwave on the big part.
Really?
So yeah, it's worked very well. We switched over Saturday morning, went cold turkey. Yeah, it's been really good. But
That's great.
The staff hasn't learned yet how to manage it.
All the little quirks that.
So I have to run all the parties.
Oh no.
Actually, if you can maybe run the camera for a minute. That's right. I finished the actual brushing. Yep. Next step is just simply clean up this leftover glue. So. Okay, where we are stream. We've got about 5 minutes left. I've finished the putting the glue on for the people who don't know what's done. The glue is now on and on. The paper has to sit now for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and after that it's going to be hung up one sheet at a time or two sheets at a time. But with the stream, we're running out of time now because I've got to get downstairs to do print parties. So I've just got to wash up my glue here. You guys can chat about whatever you want to chat about. Just to wrap this up, we've got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
And remind them again that it won't be a stream tomorrow because Tuesdays are off day.
Right.
And streaming will resume basically 48 hours from now, Wednesday morning.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'll be doing.
And then other than that, Dave streams every day at 8 o'clock a.m. Tokyo time. So count on it. Tune in. He's incredibly entertaining and a genuinely nice person. I could see Dave having a podcast with that mellow voice. Actually, if you guys are interested, Dave has is a story a week still up online?
It's still there. I haven't updated it now in 4 years.
I know, but okay, if you guys want like a backlog of Daveness, somebody, can you find Dave? Is it on localhongkong.com? No,
It's got its own website. Storyweek.com.
Okay, astoriaweek.com is... Oh, there it is. Somebody already beat me to it.
Yeah, you have to learn how to use this. Just mention something politely and they will...
Thank you for facilitating, guys.
Ask and it shall be given.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for supporting and facilitating my laziness.
The thing you mentioned about a story week, though, it flourished for about 5 years. The last year of it, I was really running out of time, so I didn't do audio versions for the past, whatever it was, 6 months or so. So if you want to test it out and try it, go to the story website, find the list of stories, jump to about halfway through, and you'll find one there that has an audio version with the introduction, music, and podcast, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But the latest ones don't, and the earliest ones don't. So.
Right. Yeah, Code Stir says, so you guys are in Tokyo. Yes, we are in Tokyo. We are streaming from Tokyo. Dave lives here. I'm just a guest. Cameron lives here.
Yeah, we're up on the 3rd floor of the Moko Hong Kong building in Asakusa, best part of Tokyo.
The best part of Tokyo is Kyoto.
Oh, I'll just pretend I didn't hear that, because if I actually did hear such a thing, we're finished.
Oh, yeah. Dave has this, like, agenda against Kyoto, and I finally went, after, like, this is, like, my 7th time in Japan, and I finally went, and
you came back with pictures that
Yeah, it's beautiful. Kyoto was amazing. It was so wonderful. And Tokyo is just...
Get your own stream.
That's funny. Someone says, how bad is the language barrier? Honestly, Dave's been here...
Between Tokyo and Kyoto, it's insurmountable.
That is true. I got down there and I couldn't... I went to this tiny little town out in the mountains.
Yep,
and there was this old lady was talking to me. And after, years of like being pretty darn good at Japanese, and I can understand basically what people, especially when they're talking to me, when they use slow foreigner speech, I couldn't understand what the heck she was talking about. But she gave me some like simmered, what's the word? She gave me a little container of simmered mushrooms that she had made.
This was lunch or something?
What is it?
What kind of mushrooms?
I don't know. They were just kind of like this sort of dashi shoyu flavored mushrooms. They're very good. She was nice. Yeah, Osaka Ben. Is it Osaka? I'd say it's Kansai Ben.
Yeah.
It's more generally just Kansai Ben. But yeah, Osaka Ben, more or less, in Kyoto. Coaster, Dave's like super fluent in Japanese. Cameron is super fluent in Japanese. I'm moderately fluent in Japanese, so. And then Jed went for a quote trip. A trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, old lady.
That kind of
Old lady dealing mushrooms.
How do you know?
I guess I don't.
Yeah. Maybe that's what made Kyoto look so interesting. Like, Kyoto's amazing.
Cool. You don't know the language, Jed. Like 4-0. Different program.
Okay, cool. Cool. Dave's Kyoto bias clipped by Satori HS.
Gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Suga-san.
おはようございます。
Hey. Come say hello. Come say hello.
ああ、久しぶり。
はいはい
おはようございます。
Jed-san.
どこだ。おはようございます。
Suga-san,
イエーイ。
今日ストリーム始まった時、今日シャワーいろいろバタバタ髪出す忘れちゃった。
嘘。
ちょっと待って。僕は髪出す忘れちゃった。ストリームが始まった時、ちょうど8時頃、ストリームのメンバーがデイビッド、すぐさま髪取ったんですか？あ、そうか。
コリンガメが覚え
これ教えてください。ありがとう。
この金色のコリン。So Dave was just saying that, hey, I forgot to pull out the paper, but then Koringami reminded me, and Suga-san directly benefits because she's the one who has to work on the paper.
よかった。今日もうちょっと早かったんですけど、ちょうど今日
結構してないよ。
電車も30分遅れて、だからもっと早く着く予定だったんだけど、ちょうど電車も遅れたから私だった。ありがとうございます。
すぐさんは今日何していますか？
今日は妖怪です。今日妖怪の前のバックナンバー。
あ、そう。あれは何だっけ？コンビニのでしょ？
そうコンビニの。
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。
Thanks for doing that.
そうか、ジェフさん帰ってきたんだよね、京都から。
いや、そして今日はもうまた
どこ？
帰ります、アメリカに。
アメリカに今日帰るの？あ、そうなんだ。
年中に住めたらいいけどね。Somebody says, Jed, do you have any walking footage during your trip? I miss the walks Dave used to take after his YouTube videos.
So do I. Life gets in the way,
Yeah.
The first year we were here in the shop, evenings were free, mornings were free. There wasn't much going on, so I was interested in going out and shooting that stuff. Now there's not a spare minute.
Is there a way to do like kind of a Google Maps Street View, sort of a 1080 walking thing that people can, it's in motion and people can look around during that? Like basically VR but without the headset? Like, does anybody know about that? Like, I just want that to exist. Is there a way to have walking in motion, Google Street View stuff? I'm sure that the data would be insane, but...
The amount of energy that just walked into the room when Suga-san came in.
ねえ、すぐさん、チャットのみんなは、すぐさんピピしてるなって。Everybody, なんか言うね。
What did you just say?
I don't know. 元気みたいな。
元気。ピンピン isn't a word?
ピンピン
ピンピン。
Is that-
そうだね。
don't know
こうや
that.
ってやったから。
Okay, yeah.
What do I know about this slang all these young people use?
I don't know. I just learned these from movies.
Yeah.
Movie? What's that?
And what's
What's that? Let's see.
Oh, talking pictures.
YouTube, you can do 360 camera live streams. That's dope. Japanese, okay, you have enough high quality cameras
and rendering time.
and rendering time, sure, yeah.
Okay.
There's 3D live streaming. Conan did it for Comic-Con. Oh. He probably has a more involved IT backup than I do.
Yeah. You need a.
What is Dave's opinion of 3D printing?
Cool, interesting idea. I don't know, for me, it doesn't have a direct application for what we're doing, but I would hope that a lot of people would experiment with it, try making printing plates with it, and get going with it. They're going to be able to make stuff that's finer detailed than I can possibly do at some point. For us, it has no direct application because what we like doing is doing it by hand. And that's mostly what our clients and customers and supporters want to see. So go for it, bring it on. But so far, they're still chasing me.
Yeah.
There's a related story. There's people are experimenting here now with laser carving for woodblock printmaking.
Right.
That's been a thing you can buy in the stationery store. Laser cut wood blocks for printing negajo and stuff, New Year's cards. Those have been around for decades. The little lasers that cut little ornaments and strapline and stuff. But this guy is serious. He works for a laser company, and they've got things like lasers that shoot at an angle and the different powers. And he's experimented with making a couple of printing blocks for this. And this guy, with our printer, Yamamoto-san, they were over here. It's about a month ago. I've already talked about this from the street. And before they showed me what it was, they showed me a sample of printed stuff, and I'm like, this is pretty delicate carving, pretty nice.
Who did this?
Who did this? He says, it's a laser. I said, no, sir, you can't do this with a laser because lasers just go up and down, up and down. And I said, no, not our laser. This guy works for a laser. But the next part of is really, really fun. What they had done was the president of the company, looking for applications to publicize and do their laser, went to the Adachi printmaking workshop, had an interview with Shacho there as Isama-san, the old Adachi workshop. And the story, as it was related to me by this young boy who works for that company, is Adachi threw him out. The ultimate way. Oh my God, throw it. We're not going to do traditional bank. Don't even think about machines. And he threw him out, literally out of the building. So the guy came to me through one of my printers. He's now worried. What's David going to do with this? I'm sure he was like, show me more, tell me more. How does this work? I don't want to do this myself, but the fact now that the people behind me, the machines coming up behind me, how close are they going to get? They are now hot breathing over my shoulder. I can hear the hot breath on my shoulder.
Well, that just compounds our problem, though, is because we have a glut of excellent carvers working with us.
You mean...
And a lack of printers.
Assuming I was going to use this technology, it doesn't.
If you did, It's like in say 20 years in the future.
No. I'm not worried about this. I mean, we've all known that at some point, almost every job on this planet, machines at some point can do it better than human beings. So for me to be exempt from that, so far I've been exempt from it. But what I'm not exempt from is I bring human value to what we do, right? Showing it and doing it and striving and trying to do it better and communicating. The lasers now, they're near me, and I guess next week they're past me and they're going to do finer work than I can do. I don't care. Go ahead, do it. Make instant prints. Work with younger people who are building a machine, a robot that will do the printing as well. Make your prints. Put them in the market. Go for it. That will be one part of the market, and our part of the market will still be there because we're adding a human value.
Sure.
So I want to see these things happen because it's a challenge to us. I can't say, stop, don't do that, go away, pretend it doesn't happen. That's the Adachi view. There's no way that's the right way to do this.
Well, what if like we had our back against the wall and you just needed a couple, you had a couple of color blocks that needed to get made?
No, this is not my problem. This is your problem. If Dave dies of cancer next year, gets hit by a bus next week or something, and this manufacturing facility decays and destroys, then you have an issue. Just should I use the laser? Blah blah blah, and that'll be your question.
Right.
It's up to you, and then go for it. If you don't have any other option, you would sensibly do that and go for it, and you'd be moving into the 21st century. Mix of the old Japanese techniques plus the new lasers plus your new ideas. It would be a good thing to do. But for me, the human value that we bring to this is still something that has a value.
Yeah.
Circular.
I feel like the heart drops out of it.
That's your choice. If there's no other option, then you create a new heart for this, the new symbiosis or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, I'm encouraging this to come along because it just gives me the impetus to make me do my job better. And I know you can't stop it. It would be foolish to even think so. So embrace it. Go along. Let's do it. Before we close, I got one thing I got to show you guys. I have got to get downstairs. Hang on, I just pick something off the shelf. This doesn't look like much at this point, Jetson. This is a piece of wood. It's a thick, clunky. It's a piece of plywood with glue falling over it and two big, fat pieces of wood planed on it. This is the first wood block that is going to be used for next year's subscription series, Jet. The
So
picture you
awesome.
showed on your Instagram, the Asakusa view with the snow falling and the lanterns in the distance. This is the block on which this stuff. I've got 4 of them here. Aliamus has prepared 4 of them.
So what's really cool about this, guys, is that
Next year's subscription series is happening. It's decided. Oh, Doi-san, so things are happening. I have got to get out of here.
get out of here, Dave.
Shut this down. Morning, Dave.
Really quick, I want to explain to everybody what's So this is really hard mountain cherry wood, and it is the optimal wood for using for Japanese printmaking. For multiple reasons. Oh, yeah, sorry, here you go. For multiple reasons. Resilience, just like the way that it interacts with the water-based pigments. Yeah, it absorbs a little bit of water, but it doesn't expand too much. It's the right wood. It's been used for 200 years. It's the right wood to use. The problem is that we've been having a lot of like sourcing issues where all the people who used to know exactly what a mountain cherry tree that would make a good set of blocks looked like, those people have all either retired or passed on, and so we have a decreasing what's it called, availability of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So Dave has started to buy old blocks, and then they're just trash blocks, but from the 30s, the 1930s, 20s.
I think little pre-war, little post-war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-post-war.
50s.
They've been replaning them and cutting off the old carved blocks, like what they used to carve. But it's okay because it wasn't great stuff anyway. And this wood is amazing and seasoned and almost 100 years old. And so now it's on. This is plywood, and that's what keeps it stable when it's wet, so it doesn't warp while you're printing. So it's been glued and clamped with plywood, and then they're gonna go to a professional planer who's gonna plane it to be as smooth as crazy smooth, like as smooth as like machined steel, like or smoother. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy smooth. And so this is a really cool development for us because up until now, for the past couple of years, we've been having like a wood crisis, and now that's being solved, and it's a minor miracle. I'm very happy.
You're holding a dang diamond made of wood. What is that?
It feels that hard almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, supply chain problems, right?
Yep. Major supply.
That was the word I was looking for. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for investing in what we do and for supporting what we do. We believe in it, and we're grateful that you guys believe in it too. So, and also, yeah, thank you for watching us on Twitch. That's it. Signing off.
Okay. See you all later.
Uh-oh,
Safe travels.
The water is running. Oh no.